We're here today at the Ballymena Rugby Club. The reason we're here is for a joint venture between Ballymena Rugby Club and also Monaghan Rugby Club.
We're doing it's a cross-border exchange, and what we're doing is a mixture of getting to know new activities, finding out a bit about each other, and then concentrating on the similarities as well, because I'm obviously a joint interest in rugby. The
idea is that the two rugby teams will meet on several occasions and do a cross-border project. And the project is going to be based a bit on facilitation work, learn a bit about diversity and what each other have in common, but also the differences. But the main catalyst for the thing is going to be rugby.
Get yourselves organised. I want to hear you talking to each other, alright? Got to communicate, alright?
Our young people are like many's a group of young people about Northern Ireland who don't have a big interaction with people from the other side of the border, and in the past 2 or 3 years we see our rugby club as much about giving people life experiences as just simply coaching them rugby.
There's a big border there and they don't understand, and they don't know that a lot of them have never been from this club, have never been over the border. So getting them together and go, he's just the same as me, he goes to the same school, he does the same subject, he's no better than me at rugby, or he's better at me at rugby, he's a good fella, you know, and that's just to realise you're all the same inside. It's just you're from a different country or a different part of the island, and it doesn't make a bit of difference.
I think the benefits of using sport is that the kids themselves automatically have that one thing in common. No matter how hard you try, if you don't work together as a team, learn things about each other, you're just not going to improve. And it is also learning to work as part of a team, and not even just a team from north of the border or south. The teams are being mixed throughout the games, so they need to learn really quickly how to work together.
Sport brings people together, very much, and we have seen it here through our cross-community work, where lads from different schools who 5 or 6 years ago might never have spoken to each other are walking about the town together, mixing together, and that's where we want to take it on to now with our cross-border work.
We have the Gaelic sports, which is coming in now, and the rugby's coming to its end, so we're trying to combine the both. They're both fantastic sports and skills, and guys love them. And the villages and the towns are accepting that now. Where, you know, was maybe going back 20 years ago, no, my son's not going in there, my son's not doing that. That doesn't happen now.
The main overall aims of this project, I think, is to create, try to get the kids to create some friendships and break down some barriers. Some of the things you hear is like a lot of stereotypes of people from the south and stereotypes from people from the north. And I think actually bringing them together and letting them talk and play games together and give them a couple of activities to do, so hopefully break down those stereotypes and give them a chance to see that they're more or less to have more in common than what to do differences. You're actually giving them an opportunity to make up their own minds more so than be influenced by other people from outside of the communities.
We took the plunge, I suppose it's about 3 or 4 years ago, to do our cross-community work, and we've never looked back. We have young lads who would traditionally be from a very Protestant background, and young lads traditionally from a very Catholic background, and they sit in the back of our buses and they mix and they laugh and they banter, and they joke with each other. They joke with each other about culture, you know. And for people who won't come on board, I think it's sad, because they're never going to progress, whereas our young people are progressing, and it's great to see.
You're running, don't be knocking at them, avoid them, pass to the man opposite, in the middle, go!
So for a few of the boys from Ballymena, it actually was the first time they'd even been across the border in Ireland, and some of them had never actually had a friend or talked to people from across the border, so I think it's a pretty important part of the project.
You're going to meet new friends, you're going to learn other people's sports, maybe not their religions as such, but you're going to learn to get on with somebody else, and he's no better or no bigger or smaller than you are. That person's just the same, they just have a different name and come from a different background.
The partnerships that are being developed through kind of projects like this are are the beginnings of kind of relationships that can go on beyond this, and kind of like talking about kind of maybe this could happen in future years, or maybe organising some tournaments between the clubs as well.
I would encourage as many groups as possible, cross-culture, and for like of Gaelic and rugby clubs to come together which have similar skills, maybe give the kids a chance to play a sport which they would never have a chance to otherwise. Even the level of teamwork and cooperation, it's always going to be a positive for any team that takes part.
And you're missing out if you do stick to your own wee corner and don't get involved with the people around you, because when you get older and you realise if you get you're self-employed, or which I am, or move on, you can't be that narrow-minded. You have to be able to talk about different things and talk to different people about different sports, both backgrounds, just through my upbringing and been involved in the sport and been involved in the Peace 3 and the crossbar. I think it's a fantastic thing. Also will help you in your career in later life.
It's really important that legacy is that the rugby clubs themselves keep in contact and keep promoting this cross-border thing, especially with rugby it's the one sport we have which has an all-Ireland team. I think it's really important to keep that cross-border connection going.
And I hope that we're starting with quite a young group this year with our sort of under 13s, that those kids, we're going to do quite a few more projects with them to build on this, and I think we'll build them into hopefully better people. The life experience they're going to get out of this, for some of those boys who maybe never leave Ballymena, is you couldn't pay for it.